My mother always said, stay out of the fields on the equinox, but I never knew why until I came to Mournfield. The camera shows Clara riding a bus, cruising through the misty hills. On her lap is an old botany book that says Solari vine only, grows in blood-blessed soil. Clara got off at a deserted bus stop. The villagers stared at her without smiling. She stayed overnight at Mrs. Calder's house. There were pictures of young women hanging there, all familiar but never aging. Clara said, I want to research the eastern fields. The plants there are unique, Mrs. Calder answered flatly. The fields are not to be touched, only to be mopped up. Clara began to explore the fields alone. Each step was accompanied by faint whispers. That night, she dreamed that her body was being pulled by roots. When she woke up, her palms were covered in wet soil. She met Anwen, a little girl in shabby clothes, who whispered, "Greater than you are called, like your mother used to be." Clara was confused. Her mother? She never said she had been to Mournfield. Clara enters an abandoned church. Under the altar, she finds a hidden room. There is a ritual book with a diagram of human body planted in the ground, with roots growing to the internal organs. On the wall hangs a red robe and a portrait of a young woman, her mother. Clara panics. She tries to run, but is surrounded by women in black robes. Mrs. Calder comes in, saying, "Greater than your blood calls. You are the child of the seed that grew here." "The land is hungry," whispered one of the women. As Clara's blood began to drip into the ground, weeds grew rapidly around her, changing color from green to blackish red. Anwen reappeared, but this time she was no longer a child. Her body had transformed into a weed creature that resembled a human. "We are all seeds. We are all victims. Now you are one of us." Clara screams. Roots pierce her stomach. The next day, Mournfield's fields were lush. The villagers were smiling. The harvest of Solari vine flowers in full bloom. Mrs. Calder kept one petal in a glass jar. Beauty grows from the deepest suffering. Clara's portrait hangs on the wall of the inn, along with other young women. Anwen sat on the side of the road, watching the new bus arrive. A new student came down, carrying a botany book. Anwen smiled softly and said, "The fields will grow again." In a village lost from the map, the fields continue to grow, sucking stories from flesh and roots. Clara is just one seed, and those who come after her will be harvested. You can ask, but the land never answers. It only waits until your turn comes. Don't forget to subscribe for the next dark stories before the night takes you first.